It's October 6th, 2024. Welcome to Invest Today. We're going to jump into the crypto market and we're going to talk about 4 different networks: Bitcoin, Suicoin, XRP, and Solana. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so the Fear and Greed Index right there, 50 on the crypto market. It's a little bit higher right now, a little bit more greedier, going into an extreme greed into the stock market there. But crypto is right behind and a little ominous right now. But what happens when it's neutral? Well, you shouldn't be selling. It's not financial advice. And you should be holding, okay, or buying, accumulating. All right, so we're going to start right into the Bitcoin chart here, and we're in the 1-day chart. So we're going to start off with the moving averages, talk about those. So the pink is the 200 moving average. The blue here is the 21 moving average. And I like these to use these moving averages because, well, as you can see right now, the price has been showing resistance off that 21 moving average, but has been showing that it wants to cross it. So once it does cross the 21 moving average here, I can see that 21 crossing the 200. That is very, very bullish. What did we get here? We got the 30 crossing the 100, bullish. That will pull up the 50 moving average now. Price is above that 50 moving average on the Bitcoin, as we've been talking about. Did cross a little bit under, but came back above. So it's very, very bullish still. And once it crosses this 200 moving average, it could go now to a new, a newer high. So right now we have a support it wants to go to of 63,000. Okay. Once it crosses that support, basically will be resistance after that. So we got 65,000 to 67,000. That's going to act as resistance. And a lot of it, once it crosses the 67,000, 69,000 is on the table. And then it can approach that all-time high there. But first, it needs to cross that major resistance. Okay, 69,000, 72,000 would be major resistance. And obviously $73,739. If it breaks over that, that's new all-time high. And then I can continue seeing this parabolic line I have here right to $89,000, okay, as it would cross and come up to some technical line there, okay, because once you're in price discovery, there's no telling where the price will go, except once it hits technical lines. And the technical line above price discovery is 89,000. Almost 90,000. Okay, so you see this technical line down here in the purple, basically the bull run trend. Okay, because this was the bull run trend in the beginning. So since it hit the bottom, continued up the bull run trend, and then broke off of it, and then down into the bear market. Okay, it's doing the same thing now since it hit the bottom. It's continuing on this bull run trend here, this purple line. And a lot of people think that this is the trend after it went to its high, this red line, but the actual trend is this purple line right here, because it hit here, came up to its high, and now just consolidating over one low here of 49,000 and then bouncing off of that. And I can see new price discovery coming soon, and the price soon coming to an all-time high. Okay, so in the RSI level right now, we're right there in the medium average, 53 now, okay, coming off of 48. So that's not a overbought or oversold. That's just right in the middle, okay, looking to go into a higher overbought level. All right, so we're just here in Solana right now. Start with the RSI. It's currently at 48, okay, coming off from a high in February. So it's not overbought, not oversold, and good buying condition, and looks like it's ready to explode. Just like Bitcoin, probably explode right off of when Bitcoin explodes. That's when Solana will probably as well. So we're just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to move. All right, so price is above the 50 moving average, approaching the 200, just like Bitcoin. except for one thing, that the price is underneath the 100 moving average right now. But it looks like the price is flirting with the 21 moving average. Of course, it is. It likes to sit around with that 21 moving average when it moves up. So when the 21 moving average moves up, price should move up with it. As it crosses, should get more bullish. So that's Solana right there in the moving averages. It is actually bearish right now, so I'd keep a good eye on it. Is it in buying opportunity? Probably. You can see all the downside I have right here. We'll talk about the upside first. If the prices break that 200 moving average, then we got 154. So 161 is major resistance, needs to break over that. There's a nice gap up to 174. Then 183, that will be major resistance as well. 195, and then 209. 209 for this high, and it should break over that 209. Once it does that, then you're looking at a higher supports, and we can talk about that later. But those are some short-term prices to the upside, and then some short-term prices to the downside that could happen if we're not sitting in this sideways action here that it's been for almost 8 months now. So if it does break lower, like $120, then it would come down to $110. There's a little bit of support there. And then there's a gap down support basically at $94 and $78, $58. Those are all your bearish. That's very, very bearish, and I would think that those prices would come to play if we went into a bear run, which I don't think we're going to anytime soon here. So I do think prices are going to break, and you can see we have again, I have this trend line going up, and it's the bull run trend line. So it's been ever since it was at the bottom to now working its way up. Okay, so you can look at the original bull run trend back in 2020 as Solana worked its way up this line here, and then eventually got rejected and then came down into a bear market. And I can see that happening now with Solana, except right now it's a lot bigger in scale. So where are we now? Well, we can be either in this huge sideways action down here, which is coming to a bull run, or we can be flirting with this over here, okay, which indicates the same crossing we have now, just about, okay. We are sitting on the 30 moving average. It's crossing the 50 moving average. Okay, over here we had sideways action, 30 moving average crossing the 50 moving average, and then it comes up higher, only to become the very top. Okay, so if you're buying down here, you're just buying the top, and then eventually getting sold out. So hopefully that's not right now what's happening with Solana. Hopefully this is just the bottom, actually, and that there's still, I would imagine, if once it breaks out from $209, it's definitely going to approach that all-time high of $259, and then should be somewhere in that $300 to $400 range. Okay, so that's Solana. Okay, we're going to talk about Suicoin here, and we got you on the one-day chart. And Suicoin has been going on a parabolic rise pretty much since the beginning of September. Okay, so great little catch to buy here at 77 cents to 82 cents, and then there was a nice significant gap up, 98 cents, and another one there, $1.11. Then price gets a little heavier here, and I would say $1.22 would be the cutoff to buy Sui. Okay, and then after that, let it ride and make your gains and then get out. Because what happens with this one here, it looks like it goes up positive and then it comes down really hard, as most 99% of crypto coins do in a bear run. Suicoin has performed really well here in February. and March. Most coins have, and then hit a top there of $2.16, then came right back down almost almost a 3x drop, or a 4x drop almost, and right down to 50 cents, coming back up to $2, which would be almost a 4x gain. So not bad for who is buying this coin, but it is very volatile. And for me personally, I would stay away from this one because I can see this thing dropping just as fast as it comes up. All right, but there's a lot of good things about this network, and it's taking off. But be careful, because most coins, they're very, very good, but they come back down just like they come up. This one right here, it's approaching a bull run. Okay, but who knows how high and who knows how long the bull run will be, because nobody does. You can see back here, it had one already back at the beginning of 2024, and didn't last very long, only a few months, and then it came back down. So whoever was investing up here has already lost their money. They would have had to wait again to the next push up, September, October, which was actually supposed to be bearish for most people. The history shows that Bitcoin usually September, October, and the markets are usually very bearish during those months, but they ended up being very bullish, and whoever was selling their coins down here thinking they get a better price got wrecked basically now. So we'll talk about the moving averages. You can see the price is all above the moving averages. So being a buyer right now is great, and you might make some money, but you got to actually sell that, and that's the only way to win in a bull market, is if you actually sell your profits. Okay, you might make a lot of profits, but they will take the profits away from you if you don't sell them. So in this case here, you can see all these moving averages spiking. That means you look down in the RSI. Yeah, totally overbought. Check that out. It's totally overbought. You're in 74.80 levels now, approaching 80, 90 levels. Right now, though, the market has come off of an overbought and is coming down, but that doesn't mean much. Okay, so it could, like, an overbought level was, you can see back in 2024 of January, totally overbought, and then the market lags here downwards, but then goes higher in price. So an overbought RSI doesn't mean that the price isn't going to still go higher, because the RSI usually lags over and then the price usually squeezes higher. So that's what happens. So I can definitely see some upside price right now for Sui. It needs to break $1.92. That's a very heavy resistance mark, right up to $2.01. Once it hits that, I'm sure it'll go to 216. That was its basically since inception. Can't really count that first candle. So we'll say the all-time high is $2.16. And then it'll retest that. Again, you're in overbought levels. Be careful. This coin has lots of downside, okay? $1.61, $1.50, right down to this heavy support level, $1.22. Do think that it would bounce off that if it did come down to here. But if it did cross under, for whatever reason, $1.10, 99 cents, 82 cents. Okay, and then major support right down here. Right, but don't see that happening anytime soon. As you can see that the moving averages are spiking parabolic. That does mean it's going into a bull run. We'll check out the week, and 21 is under the 50, but the 50 is crossing the 30. So does look like there's going to be more upside, a lot more upside. And you can see this technical support trend line I have here. I do see it coming up there, and I do see Suicoin hitting around $3 in the near future. Right, so that's Suicoin. wanted to talk about XRP for a little while here. I don't know if you caught my last video with XRP, but I talked about it hitting this major resistance technical line here, that it's been going on for quite some time, since basically XRP has started. This technical line, when it goes parabolic, is its major resistance and comes sharply above it and then bounces usually sharply down. And it's been doing that for years. So it recently just hit it here. So XRP high of 66 cents and then hit that resistance line and then came just sharply down. And that was a major, major down. It was over, I don't know, a 15-cent drop in less than 2 days. So 2 or 3 days. And kind of just hitting support here at 50 cents, okay? And you can see right there that is major support. So it did bounce off major support here, and it looks like it wants to just play right there at 50 cents. And that is a major support level. Moving averages, like I always say with XRP, it's very difficult to understand the moving averages because, well, the price is so volatile on XRP. And I think that there's a lot of transactions that go through it. You can just tell. Price is way under the 200 moving average, way under the 50 moving average. Price is, the 200 moving average has crossed well underneath that 50 moving average, has not come above it since June 12th, 2024. And since it's been below it, has really, really just been making this price very, very volatile, but very stagnant. Okay. So since that 200 is crossed under that 50 moving average, has made it very, very stagnant. Also, pay attention that the 200 moving average is right underneath that 365. Once that happens, things are very, very bearish. And this 200 moving average is underneath all the moving averages. So that's extremely bearish and you need to pay attention to that. But XRP can go above that in a heartbeat, and it has shown that many times. And right now I wouldn't be a buyer of XRP just because it's underneath all these moving averages, and who knows where it wants to go next. But I do have some price predictions here. So to the upside would be, okay, to the upside would be 56 cents, 59 cents, 62 cents. There is a big bit of resistance there at 65 cents. And then should be a gap up of 69 cents. That would push it out of this very, very heavy resistance trend line to the downside. Okay, and that would break it up to right around 90 cents. But to the downside, if the price stays under this 200 moving average for XRP, you're looking at 46 cents, 43 cents, 39 cents, which is a huge, huge, huge level to cross. Once it crosses that, you're looking at 35 and then 29 cents. And those prices could very well be on the table for XRP because they have been there. And 2022 lows, a lot of assets have now touched 2022 lows. Don't be surprised if XRP does come down to those 2022 lows because of the fact that it's underneath the 200 moving average, and all of the moving averages except for the 100 moving average are coming down on a downward level. And of course this 30 moving average, which could cross this 50 moving average, would be a little bit of short-term bullishness. But other than that, XRP is a dangerous, dangerous one. And I think that you got to be very careful here. But yeah, hope this video has helped, and thank you for watching. Appreciate it. See you on the next one.